I'm Lauren from TasteBetterFromScratch.com, and we just finished making our easy, no fuss Thanksgiving turkey. Now we're going to use the drippings from the turkey to make a flavorful, simple turkey gravy. The best turkey gravy is made with leftover drippings from your turkey. So when I say drippings, I'm talking about all of that liquid that's at the bottom of the pan after cooking your turkey, along with the giblets. So that is the turkey neck and the little bag with the liver and the gizzards and the heart found in the package and the small cavity of the turkey when you open it. So you can leave these out if you want, but they make a great turkey gravy. So let me show you how easy this is. So first we're gonna cook the giblets. So you can add the turkey neck to a saucepan and then open up that little bag that has the gizzards, the heart, and the liver. We're gonna add all of this to a saucepan. This is something you can do in advance because it takes about an hour to cook. You could do it the day before or first thing in the morning. We're gonna cover this with water and we're gonna simmer it for about an hour. All right, our giblets have been simmering for an hour. Use a slotted spoon to remove the giblets. You can save the water for later just in case you want it to thin your gravy. We're gonna put this on a cutting board. I'm gonna discard the liver because it adds kind of a really strong, unique taste that most people don't like. And we are gonna chop up the rest of this meat. I usually just use my fingers, and you can let this cool off if it's too hot or use gloves. I just use my fingers to pick off the meat from the turkey neck, and then we're gonna chop everything up into really tiny pieces. This is gonna add such good flavor to our gravy. Again, if you don't want to use the giblets, you can skip this whole step and just use the drippings from the pan to make your gravy. There is kind of a little fatty piece in the gizzard that I usually like to take out. We just wanna chop up the meat, and you just want it to be really finely diced. Go ahead and set this aside for now and grab our pan with our turkey drippings. I use this aluminum pan. I added veggies on the bottom to act as the rack. So that's why I have these beautiful veggies that have added really great flavor to my broth. I'm just going to strain out just the liquid into a measuring cup. Be really careful if your pan is really hot and pour it away from you so it doesn't splatter and you don't get burned. Now you can watch as the fat from the drippings will naturally rise up, separating the turkey drippings from the fat. We're gonna go ahead and just skim that fat off so we can just use these turkey drippings in our gravy. All right guys, let's move this party to the stove and make our gravy. Grab your saucepan, add about a cup of drippings to the pan, along with half a cup of flour. We are making a simple roux here with flour and fat. This is what's going to thicken the gravy and add tons of flavor. So go ahead and cook it over about medium heat. Just use your best judgment. You can add a little bit more flour if you want. You could add a little more drippings until you get kind of a pasty consistency. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more flour. We're gonna cook this until it gets just a light golden color. Be sure to stir it constantly so it doesn't burn. You want it over medium-low heat. It's gonna start to thicken quite a bit, and that's exactly what we want. We are gonna slowly stir in about 4 cups of chicken broth. I'm using low sodium chicken broth, so we wanna control the amount of salt in our gravy so that we can taste it and adjust it to our liking. If you have extra drippings, you can also add an additional cup of drippings, or add however much drippings you have and use the rest just chicken broth. This really isn't an exact science. We just want to get the right gravy consistency. We've added all the rest of the chicken broth and a little more drippings from the turkey. Now we're going to cook this for about 10 minutes until it gets to a nice thick gravy consistency. After it's been cooking for 5 to 10 minutes, just check the consistency. We can make it thinner if it's too thick. We can make it thinner using some of our bone broth from the giblets or some more chicken broth. And if you want it to be thicker, you could add a little cornstarch slurry or just keep cooking it until it thickens up. Keep in mind, it will continue to thicken as it cools. So you just want it to a good pourable consistency. We're gonna go ahead and add our giblets that we chopped up earlier. Stir those in And our gravy's done other than the most important step, which is to taste it. You can always season this with salt and pepper. You could add a little bit of chicken bouillon if it needs an extra boost of flavor. Be sure to taste it before you serve it. There's no better topping to drizzle over your turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing, and it's the little details like homemade gravy that are gonna put your Thanksgiving over the top. Thanks for watching, you guys. I will post this full recipe down in the video description, and be sure to check out my other from scratch Thanksgiving recipes. We'll see you soon.